Look at that. 0 viewers. How long do you think it's going to take till we get like 10 viewers?
Normally we do the little thing, and it'll take, let's see, have I got a notice?
Look at that sun.
Got a notification.
20 seconds in, no viewers.
20 seconds in, I mean, they'll see it. We on the road.
All right, we got 1 viewer.
We got 1 viewer. Who's that?
Probably 4 viewers.
Shay Ocean.
4 viewers.
You know what? We may have more than that. Remember the viewership was fucking up?
That's right. Can you hear us? Let me know if you could hear us. Ooh,
They can hear us.
that light is bad. It's like blocking your face and my face.
It's okay.
It's okay. This is American journalism.
And we're driving.
Yeah, we're driving. Let us know if you could hear us. Let us know if you could see us well.
You can definitely see us.
Can hear you. Finally. We hear you. Fantastic. Hello. Everybody,
What's happening?
share the live stream. Press the like button so more people can see this. A little surprise live stream on a Saturday afternoon. It is 4:37 East Coast time. We're driving through the dumpster that is New Jersey. No offense, anybody from Jersey. Ty is driving, and we are on the way to Michigan. So we started probably an hour and a half later than I would have liked to. Because Ty likes to, take his sweet time.
Yeah, first
to
off,
get ready.
I'm in the pain that I'm in. It's ineffable. Ineffable. You heard that word before?
No, that's not a word.
Yes, it is. Undescribable.
Ineffable?
Ineffable. It's like when you can't describe a feeling or something like that. There's no word to describe what's going on.
That's actually not the word, but...
Well, how you say it? I guarantee it's ineffable. We get $5 right now.
It's unfathomable.
No, it's ineffable.
No, it's unfathomable.
It's ineffable. Ask somebody.
That's not a word. Anyway.
No, somebody look it up. Anyway.
Good afternoon, safe travels. Well, thank you.
Somebody look it up. It's ineffable.
So we're back on the road. It's been a while. Ty's had some neck and back pain, and we're trying to get larger funding. So obviously, as we've been building up our funding, we weren't on the road. But we are headed to Michigan right now. It's not getting any national media attention. But General Motors, which just made $11.8 billion in profit in 2018. That's 11.8 billion with a B. They're just laying off 15,000 people. This is the same General Motors that got a $55 billion bailout from the federal government many years ago. So in America, aka the United Corporations of America, you could just, if you're a big corporation that's about to go bankrupt, the government, us, will bail you out. No strings attached, by the way. They didn't have to keep the job. They didn't have to keep the workers. Raise wages, better benefits. No strings attached. Oh shit! Ineffable is a word, and Ty is right.
Thank you.
Why you gotta make me look dumb?
Thank you.
Aziz Martins.
No, it ain't that. It ain't that. It's Jordan thinks black people are dumb.
Fuck you. And somebody said, I hope all those workers aren't hooked on opioids so they can protest. That's true. There's a lot of people that
are protesting
economically in pain, and they get addicted to opioids.
Not even economically in pain. No, they're in pain. A lot of them are veterans. There's a lot of circumstances, not just that they're. I mean, and that's the thing too. Being economic, like that stress makes you want to just escape from it and shit.
Right.
But then there's other types of pain that initially doctors, what they do is just throw all that shit at you, then you stuck. And then at the same time, they're saying we don't want to make marijuana illegal, which is something that can relieve them from that. You know what I mean?
Right. By the way, guys, press the like button. Let's get this out to more people. Unfortunately, YouTube has been doing some funky things this week and frankly every week. So press the like button. Press the like button so we can get this out to as many people as possible. And Jerry Ross is here.
Jerry Ross.
And Jerry, I didn't even ask for money yet. You're asking for me. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry.
What did he say?
Hey, Jerry, let me ask you a question.
What did Jerry say?
And give you money.
And give us money, yes.
Hey, Jerry, can I ask you a question?
That out there.
Can I ask you a question, Jerry, my favorite troll? Whether you agree with us or not, do you ever see reporters on the road anymore, Jerry? Do you see journalists actually going out and covering issues of real importance to the American people, other than Trump, Russia, and whatever sensationalized bullshit? I don't think so, Jerry.
Keep it 100, Jerry. Keep it 100 with us one time.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, we are driving 10 hours so we could cover the controlled demolition of the United States middle class. And if you don't like it, Jerry, too bad. Oh, he says you're not a journalist. Okay. Agree to disagree, Jerry. Agree to disagree. But if you're going to occupy my live chat while we're on the road, at least leave some money. I think I saw Wolf Blitzer.
You know, I think Jerry probably is the highest donor, but he has another name that he goes under.
Nah, he doesn't donate. No doubt about it.
I think he does.
All right. So anyway, 31 watching. Yeah, CNN sends people to sniff backpacks. That's true.
Exactly.
So
if they send people, they normally just pontificate behind a camera and rarely go out.
more yellow vest protests in France today, week 13, coming soon to America. What did I tell you? Not yellow vests in America. We got to make it green vests. The green vest movement in America. We are green because we're against the greed and green for climate change and a Green New Deal. That's why
Put
I
it
want
all
green
in
vest.
one.
Right. So what I think
For the money.
what I think is super important. Oh, now
Go for
I
the
told you,
money.
now we're competing against Jimmy Dore.
No, Jimmy Dore is just, he doesn't start till 5, right? So he's putting his thing on.
Yeah. All right. So we'll do this quick. So why I thought this was really important is because this is reason income. This is a huge reason why people live paycheck to paycheck. Corporations in this country have essentially become the president.
Yes.
So when you have somebody like General Motors, I won't name who, but I was having a fight on the phone earlier with a family member who thinks, General Motors, it's just they gotta be more efficient and they're not selling certain cars, so they gotta lay off a few people. A few people, meaning 15,000 people. This is what this family member said.
Which some people think that it's only 4,000,
Right.
Because they're shareholders.
But the point is, we as a country have allowed corporations to essentially use workers as moving numbers on a balance sheet. And that's become normalized. So I asked my family member, hey, who is responsible for the $8 billion in profits that General Motors made last year? Who is responsible for that? Is it the executives laying off the workers, or is it the workers?
Yeah.
Because General Motors wouldn't be making that profit with people working 9-10 hour shifts of hard manual labor. And by the way,
And who's bailing out the workers?
Nobody. And by the way, why do you think it is? Why do you think it is that an orangutan fool like Donald Trump can get elected to the presidency of the United States? I have a secret for you. Don't tell Rachel Maddow. It was not the Russian boogeyman. It's things like this. You're talking hundreds of thousands of people have lost their jobs in the industrial Midwest. So you want to have a debate? Well, the economy is changing and globalization is changing, and jobs and factories that were vital in the 1970s aren't as vital now. Okay, you can make that argument, but you then have to have a moral discussion of saying, okay, well, as a country, as a government, do we care about the workers? Do we care if things are changing in their industry? Do we care to make sure that they're not left as roadkill?
Mm-hmm. That we're training them.
So maybe, as I told my family member today that I was fighting on the phone, I said, okay, so if you're saying General Motors,
by the way.
if you're saying General Motors wants to shift to electric cars and automated cars, why is it that they can't retrain these workers that they're laying off to do those jobs? Well, Jordan, it's very expensive to retrain workers. Yeah, it's very fucking expensive to give General Motors $55 billion in bailout money.
Exactly. But that will come to someone that have interest. It's just it's a conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying?
Retro says, no, Jordan. Correct way of doing it is to abandon those people and not campaign there. He's talking about Clinton.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But that, and that's one of the things. The argument is going to be the argument based on his circumstances. So that's a completely different issue. He's fucking subjective. And I guess to a certain point, just like we are, but at least we're subjective in the right way. You know what I mean? We're subjective based on fact. It's based on fact, not based on my interest. And then I can try to weave my argument around what sounds good to me. You're only laying people off because shareholders.
He was saying, hey, in the super chat. What kind of jetty? A Camry. Through journalism.
Yeah.
So I'm borrowing. Do we?
Mom? Okay.
Yeah. But what is so he says to me, my family member, and this is conservative talking points, and frankly a lot of Democratic Party talking points, say, well, $8 billion isn't a lot of money, Jordan, in profit, and shareholders aren't making a lot of money. My family members saying it, I own stock in General Motors and I've been losing it. So that gets down to the discussion, well, who's more important? Is it General Motors shareholders or their workers that are making the $8 billion in profits?
Yeah.
Because we're either a company to and for the shareholders of America or a company to and for the workers of America. And you know what? I understand that some cars that used to sell, and because those cars used to sell, you had these jobs.
Corporations, people that own shares, you know what they're equivalent to me?
Hold on, it's buffering. Sorry, guys.
You know what they're equivalent to me?
What?
I was watching a documentary about these kids that the army, that our armed forces recruit to fly these drones from like different offices in New York.
Yeah.
They fly these drones and they go and shoot up these places that may have terrorists, but what happens is they're so separate from it, it's almost like a game to them.
Right.
And that's what the shareholders are doing. They're so separate, they're not even taking into consideration people are losing their homes. And just like these drone flyers, people are dying. Like literally, it's not a game. $1.
So
Thank you.
So
you do the same, bro.
I think what is important to get across is this family member of mine was saying, $8 billion in profits isn't that much money, Jordan. The shareholders aren't making a lot of money. Well, guess what? If you look at General Motors, these executives have been using that profit to buy back stock buybacks, which Bernie Sanders just put, hey, welcome to Pennsylvania.
We're in Pennsylvania.
We just got into Pennsylvania, which is fracking quite a bit. So, yeah, we're going to be off. Don't worry. We'll be off when Jimmy goes on. But
what did he say?
It's buffering and Jimmy's coming on. So,
gotta go.
Did you just burn $1? All right. No, we just gave $1 to the toll. We just passed the toll. Yeah. Speaking of dollars, if you support real independent journalism,
segue.
Real independent journalism.
Real.
As humbly as we as humbly as we could say it, do you see anybody else out in the field covering the controlled demolition of the American middle class? Do you see anybody out there driving 10 hours to go cover the General Motors layoffs? Do you see anybody going to cover the water problem in Detroit? They shut down water in all of the public schools because they found increasingly high levels in Detroit. It's water in the schools. Do you see anybody covering the lead crisis in Cleveland? Did you even know that there was a lead problem in Cleveland? We're going to be doing all of this, and we'll see. Maybe we'll find other things to cover too.
Yeah.
So the GoFundMe link is right under there. We have a bold goal for this trip. Right now, we're a little over $42,000 raised, which Jerry, my favorite troll, cannot stand. He can't stand. Jerry Ross cannot stand that the people are willing to fund real journalism. So we have a goal. I don't know if we're going to hit it, but you might as well dream big.
We'll hit it.
We have a goal to hit $50,000 by the end of this.
Have a goal if you don't believe you're going to hit it.
We have a goal to hit $50,000 by the end of this reporting road trip. This is the loose plan for those of you asking what we're doing. Right now, we're driving to Warren, Michigan. Warren, Michigan, I think is about an hour from Detroit. Warren, Michigan's transmission plant, General Motors transmission plant, is closing down. They're laying off all the workers and closing down. So we're driving there.
They're laying off all the workers.
Yeah. On Monday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. So I normally go live at 5 o'clock Eastern. Monday, we're going to be live at 3:30 p.m. Eastern because we're going to be live streaming a meeting at the United Auto Workers with affected workers, community members, you name it.
Tomorrow we're going to have the marathon.
Yeah, we'll see. So tomorrow, well, we're probably going to be driving a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Monday we're going to be live, 3:30 Eastern, live streaming this and then talking to affected workers, community members, you name it. Then we're going to be covering, trying to talk to as many people as we can in Detroit, in Warren, because Detroit Hamtramck, their factory is also laying off people. So we're going to be covering the layoffs at Warren, the layoffs in Detroit. We're also going to zigzag because Detroit has a water issue where all of the public school water fountains were shut off last year because of high lead. Nobody's covering that, so we're going to be covering that. And I'm sure we'll find other people to talk to in Detroit about GM, about the water, all that. So last week I was trying to, make contacts and find people, lining people up early. Then on the way back, we're going to try if we can to go stop over in Flint, give you an update on that, what's going on there. Flint is about an hour from Detroit, so if we can, we're going to try to go back to Flint as well. And then on the drive back to New York, we're going to stop in Ohio, because Ohio, in Lordstown, Ohio, another factory is being shut down they're laying off all the workers. So
and we may have a surprise on the way back. I ain't gonna mention it.
May have a surprise
Interview.
Do I know about this person?
Yeah.
Huh.
DC?
Oh, yeah. We might have a surprise on the way back with a presidential candidate. I'll leave it at that. They don't know who.
But still,
they don't know who.
That?
Why?
I think you gotta.
Well, it encouraged them to support real journalism. Please, 15,000 workers are being laid off. If you gave each worker a pay of $20 each, it'll cost them $1 billion. There you go. And they made $8 billion in profits. So grateful you are doing this, Sheridan said. Thank you for watching and enjoying it.
No, I think he's making an argument for firing them, saying if you gave them $20 each, that would be $1 billion. And $20 is not a lot of money, so they're gonna have to, saying if they were to pay them right, the $1 billion wouldn't matter.
The majority of workers at General Motors are not making even $20 an hour.
They're not talking about an hour. He said $20. Just give them $20.
Oh,
he wasn't talking about an hour. It's just give them $20.
I'm Stereo Lab. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. Go to Youngstown if you want to see what capitalism has brought. Email me. Email Jordan at protonmail.com. No, he's talking 20 per hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And by the way, they'd still have $7 billion in profits. $20 an hour isn't exactly amazing, but it's better than part-time work with no benefits. Yep. For those of you in Ohio, for those of you in Detroit, for those of you in Warren, for those of you in nearby areas, we are grassroots guerrilla journalism.
I'm stretching out my mouth.
Guerrilla. So, email Jordan at protonmail.com. That's email Jordan at protonmail.com. Tell me what's going on in your neck of the woods. Is there a story we should cover while we're in the field?
Yes.
Do you know people that would speak with us? Do you want to speak with us if you're not a kooky, crazy axe murderer? Even if you are, we'll speak to you. We're basically lining things up as we go. But I will say, your support is needed.
And your support is appreciated because you guys have been supporting.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I went to the post office this morning. I sent out 15, count it, 15 more shirts and hats packages. Status quo shirts and hats to 15 more people from Massachusetts to Ohio,
Massachusetts
to Australia, to all of this. Sway Ocean, sure, let's hang out.
Sway, what up, pimpin'?
Sure, let's hang out. You'll need 2 weeks, a whiteboard, and a laptop. Sway, from
Wait, 2 weeks. Oh, me and Sway gonna go live once I start doing my live, and I'm gonna bring people in. I told Sway it's gonna be the first interview. He told me that racism does not exist in our criminal system today. I was like, that's gonna be a great argument, buddy.
First of all, Sway has.
I said, Sway, you must not live.
Sway
I want to know where he lives.
Sway has donated quite a bit.
Of course, Sway. I mean,
but you're wrong.
I mean, of course he's wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong.
We know Sway know our relationship. We appreciate Sway. We love Sway. He's been supporting. That doesn't mean, what the old boys say, sensible people can have disagreements and talk about it.
All right, we got 3 minutes because I don't want to compete with the great Jimmy Dore. Real quick, I'm never gonna meet or beg with corporations. I ain't begging plutocrats. I ain't begging the fossil fuel industry, Big Pharma, Silicon Valley, Wall Street. I will beg the people. Go fund me The link is down there. We're trying to get up to 50 grand by the end of this trip. 50 grand would get us a lot closer to the overall goal of 70, which would get us a lot closer to having enough money to cover the campaign.
Yeah.
The campaign is basically already started.
This phone is kind of making me look good.
You saw Elizabeth Warren announced today. We will do a separate video on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I have thoughts about that. And
I thought she came off a little strong. I like it.
Okay. When will you be in Cleveland? Probably Wednesday or Thursday. So email Jordan at protonmail.com. Email Jordan at protonmail.com. If you have story ideas, people that you think you could connect us to interview, we're open. We might be on the road for a week. We might be on the road for 2 weeks. It really depends.
You got to look out the police every time, every corner, police pulling over somebody and they black.
Right. But what would really help, folks, if you're tapped out, you're tapped out. Oh, Samantha says you always look good, Ty.
Thank you, Samantha.
Samantha, you were one of the packages sent out today.
Really?
I sent you a shirt and a hat, so enjoy it. What would really help, if you tapped out, that's fine. If you can't donate, that's fine. If you can, there's no amount too small, even $5. The more people that donate, the more resources we have, and we're not telling you what we're going to do. There's a lot of companies out there asking for money and membership, and then they go cover Trump and Russia.
You got one
bullshit.
more minute, dog. You bullshit.
Well, I'm saying,
coming on.
I'm saying.
But
We're showing you.
I got it, but you said 3 times. I'm
Well,
finished.
you're wasting part of the minute in this.
You-
I know the clock. Don't tell me about the clock. Thank you. So, GoFundMe. You could also become a member as low as $5 a month. The link down there, statuscoup.com/join. We will be live tomorrow. We'll go live at my normal Sunday time, noon Eastern. So we'll be live tomorrow at noon Eastern. It's not going to be all day, but we'll be live at noon Eastern tomorrow, and we'll be live Monday from Warren, Michigan, at the meeting about the General Motors layoffs. You're streaming tomorrow. Yes. Noon Eastern. It's not going to be all day, but we will be live at noon Eastern. Email Jordan at protonmail.com. And what else? GoFundMe, statuscoup.com/join. Spread the word.